On our journey through life, we come across countless books that promise to unlock the secrets of wealth. They fill our minds with complex charts and complicated formulas and promises of getting rich quick. However, many of us find that these math-based solutions don't quite fit the messy reality of our lives. Morgan Housel, in his book The Psychology of Money, offers a different path, a simple, refreshing, and deep perspective. He argues that our relationship with money has nothing to do with how smart we are. Instead, it's about how we act, how we think, and the stories we tell ourselves about wealth. This book isn't about the numbers in a spreadsheet. It's about the human heart and mind. The core idea: financial success isn't an exact science, it's a soft skill, more psychology than finance. You can be a genius in the markets, but still go broke if you lack self-control and emotional discipline. On the flip side, someone with no formal education can become wealthy by consistently applying simple behavioral principles. This idea is democratic. Success is available to anyone who can control their impulses and understand their biases. Housel's work isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a guide to playing the long game, to building lasting wealth that provides true comfort and freedom. It smartly uses stories from history, like Ronald Read, the janitor who saved $8 million by investing patiently, and Richard Fusconi, the Harvard-educated executive who went broke. Their stories teach us that results are driven by patience, humility, and perspective more than smarts or status. It asks us to think about the odds of winning the lottery. From a purely numbers standpoint, buying a lottery ticket is a very bad money decision. Yet, for someone in a low-income household who will never be able to close the gap to buying a home or funding a comfortable retirement by saving a few dollars a week, that ticket isn't just a piece of paper, it's a purchase of a dream, a tangible piece of hope. For them, the small cost is worth the feeling of possibility, however distant. This isn't financial illiteracy, it's human emotion at play. Understanding this principle of financial footprint is the first step towards building a better financial future. It allows you to step back and analyze why you feel the way you do about saving. Are your beliefs truly your own, or are they inherited from your parents? By recognizing that our perspectives are subjective, we can begin to consciously challenge and reshape them. We can learn to build a financial strategy based not just on our past experiences, but on our future aspirations, creating a unique and powerful plan of our own. When we try to get rich, we often put all our energy into one goal. Becoming wealthy, we look for the next winning stock, or the amazing business idea, or the aggressive investment plan. Morgan Housel says this is only half the battle. The real challenge is staying rich. Getting rich often needs taking risks, being hopeful, being a go-getter. Staying rich needs being humble, being a bit doubtful, fearing losing what you've built. These skills are totally opposite. The mindset that helps you earn might lead you to lose. Think about someone bold who bets big on one industry, they win. So they believe even more in taking big risks, until one day the risk fails. The key to staying rich is to survive. Staying in the game long enough for compound interest to work its magic. Avoid the huge mistake that takes you back to zero. The idea of being financially unbreakable. It means setting up your money to handle setbacks. Enough cash so you don't have to sell at the worst time. Diversification so one investment can't destroy your whole portfolio. Building a fortress around your wealth. You can't multiply zero. Albert Einstein is often quoted as saying, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world." And while that quote might be a legend, the feeling behind it is definitely true. Morgan Housel gives a lot of attention to this idea, not as a math problem, but as a natural force that grows with one very important thing: time. The real secret to compounding isn't finding the highest possible return. It's about getting returns that are good enough and that you can keep for as long as possible. Most of your wealth is made, not in the first year or the first decade, but in the later years of a long-term investment plan. Think about Warren Buffett's story. Many people think his genius is in picking winning stocks, and while he's great at that, Housel says his real secret is time. Buffett started investing as a young boy, and he's still doing it in his 90s. A huge part of his wealth was made after his 65th birthday. If he had started in his 30s and retired in his 60s like a normal person, most of us wouldn't even know his name. His story isn't about his yearly returns as much as it is about how long he let his money grow. That's why Husserl supports the idea of the power of nothing. What's the point of money? To buy a fancy car, a big house, designer clothes? While these things can be nice, Housel argues that the highest form of wealth is having control over your time, the ability to wake up in the morning and say, I can do what I want today. That's true freedom, the power to choose to work on projects you love and spend time with the people you care about, and not be forced to make decisions because of money worries. Having a 6-month emergency fund gives you the freedom to quit a job you hate without panicking. Having enough FU money means you don't have to put up with a disrespectful boss. This control over your time is a source of happiness that no luxury item can match. Housel points out a strange thing about modern society. We've become richer and more productive than ever, yet we have less control. Emails and smartphones eat up our attention, and long commutes swallow our personal time. We use our income to buy bigger houses and buy more expensive cars. We fall into a trap where our possessions own us. True wealth breaks this cycle. Every dollar you save buys a piece of your future freedom. In the world of money and the economy, pessimism always seems smarter than optimism. The person who predicts the market will crash seems like a sharp, smart analyst, while the person who says things will be okay in the long run seems naive and slow. Housel explains that this is because pessimism is tempting. It feels urgent and actionable. Bad news happens quickly and dramatically, a market crash, a pandemic, a war. Progress, on the other hand, happens slowly, almost invisibly. It's a series of small improvements that add up to something huge but rarely make a catchy headline. One plane crash gets round-the-clock coverage, making people scared to fly. Meanwhile, the fact that millions of flights land safely every day isn't news. The first and most powerful advice is to increase your savings rate. This is more important than your investment returns. Your savings rate is the only thing you have almost complete control over. And it's the most direct way to build wealth. Saving money is the gap between your ego and your income. By being humble and not spending to impress others, you create the fuel for your financial future. The second practical tip is to use the idea of reasonable instead of rational. Third, always leave room for error. Play your own game.